Nathan MacKinnon is playing the best hockey I have ever watched. Avs win over the Washington Capitals 6-2. Genuinely, I don't know, at least over this current stretch, if I've ever seen anyone play this well. Not McDavid, not Crosby, not Sakic, not Forsberg, not Wayne Gretzky. I was born in 91, so I didn't get to see Gretzky's prime. Maybe Mario. I was very young at the time when he was having a 160-point season, so maybe that guy has played as good as Nathan MacKinnon in my lifetime over this last stretch, but that might be it. And before you write this comment, I'm not saying that Nathan MacKinnon is better than those players. Obviously, over the course of their careers, I don't think MacKinnon will ever get to that level. The first 4 years of MacKinnon's career just were a little bit subpar when it comes to that ridiculous top 10 ever in the game of hockey. However, this last 35-game stretch or so has been top player in the universe. He is making things Avalanche players have never done before look pretty easy. And the funny thing is, he probably plays on the same team as the best defenseman in the world, which gets the Avs on the board first. It takes nearly the full first period, and the Avs being on a penalty kill. But when you're Cale Makar, why not? Oh, by the way, Arturi Lehkonen was back in the lineup for the Avs today in this game. Washington on the power play, moving through the neutral zone. You see just the slightest mishandle of a puck there. And Lehkonen's not going to get rewarded for this all the time, but he jumps on him. He forces them to make a play when you see a subtle mistake like that, and Lehkonen's able to get in and force a turnover. Now it's a little messy. He doesn't really create anything initially, but Ovi, just trying to get the puck back to safety, fails because Cog steps in and gets on the puck too. The Avs just hounding pucks. Players make mistakes. That's a good penalty kill. This puck falls to Cale Makar, and then Cale Makar is just better than everybody else on the ice and scores a shorthanded goal. The crazy part is that is maybe like the third best goal in this game from Colorado's side, despite it being awesome and shorthanded and Cale Makar. It's just that cool. Cale Makar becoming the leading scoring defenseman in Avalanche history is a footnote in this game. I also skipped over the first period because most of it was bad. The Avs didn't play any good except for Alexander Georgiev, who managed to keep the score 0-0. Georgiev played a good game tonight. Happy for him. Both the goals he gave up, not a ton he could do on, and were irrelevant to the hockey game. They were in garbage time in the third period. Awesome game from him. The second period is simply all Nathan MacKinnon. He could have had a hat trick last game if he wanted to. He gave it to Logan O'Connor because, of course, that's the thing you do. But he could have had one. He could have chose to shoot that puck into the net and had a hat trick. Instead, he figures he'll just get in this game. The first two are a play you should be familiar with. The Avs get set up in the offensive zone on their power play here. This puck is going to get worked down to Mikko, and MacKinnon's going to get all the credit for this game, and deservedly so. But I don't want to leave the shine off Mikko. This is a unreal pass that Mikko makes through a man, through the seam, over to Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon is a little bit deep here, but he's positioned himself well. He gives himself the opportunity to receive this puck through the seam. He's calling for it. He's ready, and he unleashes a missile when he gets it. New power play. It ends up being a similar play, but watch the give and go work from Makar and Mikko here. It's not the stagnant umbrella you see the Avs get stuck in where they pitch it back and forth here that doesn't really accomplish anything. Makar activates his legs, Mikko swaps out, they rotate positions, they get the Washington players moving, and that opens up tiny little seams as Nathan MacKinnon is going to want this puck back, and Makar hits that seam perfectly, and it's another puck in the back of your net. Look, the Nathan MacKinnon one-timer is a play that I am often not the happiest with, but when it's set up correctly with a seam pass, MacKinnon is a good shooter. He's not Alex Ovechkin. He doesn't have a missile that can beat a goalie even who knows it's coming and is ready for it. But if you get that goalie moving, his shot is absolutely good enough to beat him. Those are good quality goals, but it's not the superstar stuff, the type of stuff that separates you. It's the third goal, the natural hat trick that MacKinnon pulls off to get you there. A tough angle shot is going to rebound hard off of Georgiev and out here, and it's simply off to the races. Ovi don't have the legs like he used to. MacKinnon and Mikko, yeah, they're just faster than that guy. That creates a 2-on-1 situation. Mikko simply slides this over. A very simple play for him. But then MacKinnon, crashing in on the goalie, slows up just enough, gets the goalie to commit to him initially on the forehand before cutting it back to the backhand, and roofs it This is why Nathan MacKinnon's allowed to go to the backhand, while someone like Logan O'Connor, you don't trust it. Hat trick. A 2-on-1 situation with Nathan MacKinnon and Mikko Rantanen. Not a situation anyone in the world envies, but Nathan MacKinnon just absolutely works Lindgren there. So in less than 7 minutes of hockey, Nathan MacKinnon records a hat trick. Getting ahead of myself a little bit here, but Nathan MacKinnon would record 5 points in this game. It's a casual 9 points in his last 2 games, including 6 goals. He's on a 12-game point streak in which he's recorded 26 points. If you go back to November 20th, which is 30 games, he has only failed to record a point in 1 single game. Oh, by the way, that stretch includes multiple 4-goal games, multiple 5-point games, multiple 4-point games that weren't the 4-goal games. Is this what it was like watching hockey in the 80s? Did just every player do this all the time? Because the hockey I grew up with, this is absolutely absurd. Nathan MacKinnon, today, right now, if he does not score another point for the rest of the season, he would still be a point-per-game player. It's actually breaking my mind. I lived in a world where I thought I would live my entire life thinking Joe Sakic and Peter Forsberg were the best forwards that the Colorado Avalanche would ever have. And that's just not true. Nathan MacKinnon is forcing his way into that conversation. Now, he likely won't end up with the career accolades of a Joe Sakic, but there is no doubt that Nathan MacKinnon's peak is at least as high as Joe's. So anyway, it's 4-0 at the end of the second period. Nathan MacKinnon just put the team on his back, or should I say Nathan MacKinnon and Mikko Rantanen, because Mikko has assists on all 3 of those goals. P.S. Mikko would also have a 5-point night in this game. The Avs would pretty much put it into cruise control for most of the third period, and that would ultimately lead to a goal against. What is initially a great read defensively by LOC to be in the passing lane and intercept this puck turns into a weak, lazy, backhanded clear that just doesn't get out of the zone. That doesn't directly lead to the goal, but the Avs would have been safe if that does happen. And you get Ross Colton, Logan O'Connor really trying to float up high to the high man, and Ross Colton floating, covering nothing. The defense just kind of falls apart quickly as Colton can't get back to Dylan Strome in front in time, and then a second chance opportunity goes in. Yeah, this isn't a game where the Avs blew a 4-goal lead. This isn't a game where it was ever close after the Avs took the lead. So I really just don't care about that goal. And to make me somehow care even less than that, the Avs just get it back 3 minutes later. This whole sequence up the ice for the Avs is completely ridiculous. The puck thrown to the near side, MacKinnon collects it. Look here, he's baiting this pass across. He's thinking about committing to it, trying to get the Washington Capitals players to feed into it before pulling in, getting into the zone himself, and getting the Avs set up. He then drops it back to Mikko, who immediately slides it over and across to Drouin, and Drouin holds it, waits, finds the perfect angle for Mikko to just slip into this gap here, and even then, amazing hockey. And the initial goal, it doesn't go in. Mikko has to bat it out of midair for a second chance to get it to go. Low key, one of the doper goals in this game. Mikko having the sick hand-eye coordination to knock that thing out of midair. And after that, why not? Nathan MacKinnon has a Hart Trophy to win, and if he doesn't run away with it, the voters will find a way not to give it to him. So he picks up another 4th goal in a hockey game. I don't even think Nathan MacKinnon wanted this 4th goal. This first attempt here is more of a shot pass to the side of the net, trying to set up a tip play for either Mikko or Colton, whatever. The Avs collect the rebound. They get it back up to Nathan MacKinnon. With the guy coming in from the backside out of the penalty box, MacKinnon is given a mile and a half because it was a 4-on-3, so he just walks in and picks a corner like it's nothing. At this point, everyone's losing their minds. People are throwing bras onto the ice. No, I'm not kidding. That actually happened. With this season, through 48 games, Nathan MacKinnon is on a 140-point pace. When you chop it down to that last 30 games or so, the stretch I'm talking about, where Nathan MacKinnon has been truly the best player I've ever seen, he's on a 157-point pace. Across the full 82, he's on a true 50-goal pace, too. It's just unbelievable. If I hadn't seen it with my own 2 eyes, I wouldn't know what to think. The Avs do give up another late goal, which you can see here. I'm not even going to break it down. I just don't care. The game was over. And that gets you to your 6-2 final. Was Washington on a Sega Baba, an expected loss against a good Avalanche team? Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to try and take away any of that context. It was a game the Avs should have dominated, and they did. But this game shows you what the Avs top end is capable of. It was a 3-point night for Cale Makar too, by the way. On any given night, the Avs have 3 guys that can just go out and beat you by themselves. They don't need any help. And when they get a little bit of help, assists by Cogliano and Drouin in this game, as well as Ross Colton, and a quality goaltending performance behind it, they blow you out. Honestly, just the goaltending performance and Nathan MacKinnon, the Avs still win this game comfortably. This isn't, wow, Nathan MacKinnon's really good. This isn't, wow, Nathan MacKinnon deserves the Hart. This isn't even, wow, Nathan MacKinnon's going to be a Hall of Famer. This is Nathan MacKinnon genuinely the best player I've ever watched? That's the level we're at. I gotta tell you, if he starts putting up 4-goal games consistently, I'm gonna have to come up with something other than pouring water on my head. That's it. No fancy outro with this one, because why would you watch that when you can go watch Nathan MacKinnon highlights?